we'll discuss what kind of the question they have asked. We'll discuss that. So let's start from the human skeleton, right? It's a simple, just introductory part. So skeleton system is made up of two type of skeleton: exoskeleton and endoskeleton. When we talk about the exoskeleton, we talk about the hair, nails, and all that, right? Even the external skin that comes under the exoskeleton. When we talk about the endoskeleton, that is the support system that is present in our body, inside our body. So there are two types: bones and skeletal muscles. So can you tell me what are the skeletal muscles? Do you have any idea about the skeletal muscles? Which muscles comes under skeletal muscle? Tell me, Aisha, if you have any idea. The muscles which come under the skeletal muscle. The types of muscles, how many types of muscles are found? Very simple. Human tissue system. You must have studied this in human tissue system. So what are the types of muscles which are found in our body? Do you have an idea?
Smooth and
Yes, yes. Which one?
skeletal, smooth and cardiac.
Right. So which of the following, which of them is skeletal muscles?
It allows the movement of bones.
Look, skeletal muscle, the striated muscles, there are three kind of the muscles: striated, non-striated, and then third, cardiac muscle. Striated muscles are called skeletal muscles because they maintain the functioning of our body or movement of body. So what is the function of skeletal? Support, protection. Just one, give me one second. So look, what is the function of support, protection? Support of body, they give support to the body, they protect our body. Muscles attachment, yes, muscle do attaches with the skeletal system. They maintain the body form, means they maintain the shape. Blood formation, yes, blood formation takes place in all our long bones. Breathing and hearing, they are important. And mineralism, means calcium, phosphate, magnesium, all get deposited into the bone. So they are the basic function. Come to the first part. So the most complex question and the maximum question which I have seen, they are from the this skull part. Maximum question which I have seen, and they are really very confusing. Like where the ethmoid bone is found, that is a question, right? Lacrimal bone, that is a question. How many bones make our cheeks? Like which of the following is cheek bones, right? How many bones make the face? That is then all that, right? So how many number of bones? How many total bones are there in our skull? Can you tell me? Even that question I've been asked. So here you need to note down some factual things, right? Need to understand. Take the screenshot, and you have to make down. I will make you write it down. How many bones are there in our skull? Any idea? Tell me quickly, without help of internet. Aisha, Rabia. Have you seen the question? Have you gone through with the questions? Tell me honestly, are you going through with the questions or not?
Yes, sir.
Previous year question paper. So
Yes,
have you
sir.
seen this question? How many bones are there in our like skull? Because this question have been asked twice or thrice.
Yes, sir. There are like
Yeah,
42.
how many facial bones are there? So everything which is required for your so look, first I will make you understand. We have divided our skull in basically three parts, right? So bones of cranium. So what is the cranium? So cranium is known as the brain box. This part. So brain is placed inside. Brain is placed inside this box, right? So this box, brain box, is called cranium, right? So cranium or brain box is made up of 8 bones. Try to understand. Then ear bones. So basically these are pinna. They are not ear. They are made up of cartilages. They are external part of ear, right? Inside our ear, there are basically each ear is made up of 3 bones, right? So we have 2 ears, so total 6 bones. So ear bones are 6 in number. Then there is a single bone. This is called a hyoid bone. The lowermost part, you can see the hyoid bone. According to some scientists and some academics, they say that hyoid bone is not a part of this one. This is part of respiratory system, but some says this is part of the skull. But normally we study in our course curriculum, this is part of, we don't have to go in that debate. In our course curriculum, this hyoid bone is a part of skull, right? So third is hyoid. Fourth is face bone. So there are total 14 face bones, right? I will make you write it down later. So first come to the cranium, these 8 bones, right? What are 8 bones? So I have written them in with the color of blue. Look, the first bone is called frontal bone. So there is a one single frontal bone. Frontal bone, which make this our forehead part, this part, right? Which is visible to you. This forehead part is called frontal bone. Frontal means front. Then parietal bone. There are 2 parietal bones. Parietal, these are a Latin term basically. Parietal means roof and side, right? So this part, they make the roof and this side part, right? So that's why they are called parietal bone. So there are 2 parietal bones. One this one, half of this one. So parietal means roof and side bone, right? So one frontal means front bone, 2 parietal bone means roof and side bone. There are then next cranium bone is temporal bone, right? So there are 2 temporal bones. Temple means this temple part, right? Temporal means temple, right? Which make our temple. So this one temple and another temple, right? So we have the 2 temples. So that's why there are 2 temporal bones. Then one occipital bone. Occipital, this back part, it cover our back brain as well, right? Occipital bone means back of the skull, right? Back part of the skull, it is called occipital bone, right? So how many bones are there? Count 1, 2, 3, again 2, 5, and 6. There are 6 bones. Then remaining 2 bones, this is wedge-shaped structure. Sphenoid bones. Sphenoid means wedge, right? So this is wedge-shaped structure, these bones. So there are 2 sphenoid bones. One and this one, 2 sphenoid bones. And last but not least, there is a one ethmoid bone. Ethmoid bone is basically found in this below this neck part, right? So we cannot see this ethmoid bone. So one ethmoid bone, one, then again 2, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So there are total 8 cranium bones. Got it? How you will remember? You have to write it down. What is the meaning of parietal? What is meaning of sphenoid? What is meaning of ethmoid? If you will understand by like this way, then only you will be able to remember that. But yes, you have to remember. You will see the question, you will encounter the question. They have asked even this type of the question, which of the following is not facial bone? Which of the following is not bone of cranium? Or which of the following is a bone of cranium? Got it? Clear for both of you?
Yes, sir.
So how you will remember them? like this way only by understanding their name. Then ear bones. We will discuss ear bone in detail in a neural part, right? Because ear have been described over there in neural part. So basically, there are two malus, incus, and stipes. Three bones are there. They in the sequence: malus, incus, and stipes. So every ear have three bone here and three bone here. So two malus, two incus, and two stipes. This stipes is the smallest bone of our body, right? Then this hyoid bone, this part, neck part. Now there are 14 face bone. So there are 14 bone which make our face and part, this face part, right? So out of them, one is vomer, right? Uh, face bone. Let's talk about the first face bone. There are two bones. They are called lacrimal bones. So what are the lacrimal bone? Basically, the tear glands. So tear glands are found here and here, right? Tear glands are called lacrimal glands. So the bone below the tear glands, right, means bones below the lacrimal gland are called lacrimal bone, right? Then there is a nasal bone. So there are two nasal bones. Nasal bones which are found below, like this is the cartilages, this flexible part is cartilages. Below this flexible part, there are two bones which are called nasal bones. Nasal means nose bone. Lacrimal means tear, right? Then there are one and second. So there are two zygomatic bones. Zygomatic means cheek bones that have been asked, like what are the which bone make our cheeks? So basically, zygomatic bone make our cheeks. That's why zygomatic. Actually, the meaning of zygomatic means cheek, right? Zygomatic bones mean cheek bones, right? Then maxilla. So there are two maxilla which make upper jaw, one mandible which make lower jaw, right? So look, 2 and 2, 4, 2, 6, 2, 8, and 1, 9. So there are 9 bones. Rest, one is vomer, which cannot be seen. Vomer. Vomer basically is found inside our this palate part, right? Two palatine bones. They make the palate, upper palate and lower palate, palatine bone. And there are two inferior nasal conchae. Basically, these bones are found inside our nose. That's why we cannot see, right? One vomer. So 9 there, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So there are total 14 face bones. Tell me if you have any question. I will ask you to note it down this way. If you want after the class, you can note it down in after the class. If you want to note it down right now, you can. But please note down some factual things. Point form. So first thing is skull. Yes. First point, bullet form, skull. The skull is consist of 29 bones. A skull is consist of 29 bones. Next point. The cranium or brain box, cranium or brain box is made up of 8 bones. Next point. Ears are made up of 6 bones. Ear are made up of 6 bones, and the bones of ear are called ear ossicles. It is written over here. Are called ear ossicles. Sometime you will get question how many ear ossicles are there. The answer will be 6, not 3. The bones of ear are called ear ossicles. Right? Then next point, third point. Hyoid bone is found at the neck part. Full stop. It is considered the part of the skull. It is considered the part of the skull, while some of the scientists include it in a respiratory system. Include in the respiratory system. Next point, fourth point. Face is made up of 14 bones in total. Tell me, Aisha and Ravi, is it clear? Is this part clear? Bones of skull? Ask me if you have any doubt. Keep on telling me. Aisha and Ravi, are audible or not?
Yes, sir, you are.
So is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Tell me a question. This is for both of you, Aisha and Rabia. Tell me a question. That question I have been asked in NEET examination. Next part is vertebral column. How many bones are there in lumbar part of vertebrae? How many bones are there in lumbar part of vertebrae? 5, 12, 7, 4.
12.
5, 12, 7, 4. How many bones are there in lumbar part of vertebrae? 5 is the answer. So this brainstorming was for you to make you understand that what kind of the question I've been asked. Look, you have to remember vertebral formula. You know what makes us different from monkeys? Can you tell me what makes us more modern than other than brain part? Vertebral column taken these 5 curve. That's why we can stand straight. These curve are not there in the vertebral column of rest of the animals like monkeys and apes. That's why they cannot walk like humans. But humans can walk like humans because we have the 5 curve in our backbone, right? This 5 curve make us modern. Look, every bone, try to understand, every backbone is made up of not single bone, a small bone. So backbone is a collection of small bones. Every unit of a small bone is called vertebrae, right? So vertebrae, this vertebrae is a unit of backbone, right? So every backbone is made up of 33 vertebrae, right? Out of these 33 vertebrae, the last 4 and last 3. So last 4 vertebrae, right? They fuses into 1, right? Sorry. Last 5 bone fuses into 1 and last 4 bone fuses into 1, right? So 5 bone fuses and they become 1. when we grew up, right? When we are like child, there are total 33 bones, right, in our backbone. When we grow up and we become adult, so when we become adult, the last 5 bone they fuses into one, last 4 bone fuses into one, right? So here 5 bone fuses into one. So 5 minus 1 equal to 4. I have written over here. Then 4 bone fuses into one. Then 4 minus 1, that is minus 3. So total 7 bones reduces. 33 minus 7, that is 26. So how many bones are there in vertebral column of adult? 26 bones, right? You have to write it down. How many bones are there in infant? 33 bones. So you have to understand the nature of the question, right? Try to understand. Now, this cervical part. Cervical means neck part. Cervix means neck. Cervix is the term. Cervix means neck, right? So the bones which make our neck, they are 7 in number. They are called cervical, right? Then thoracic. Thoracic means the part which cover respiratory system, right? Thoracic means respiratory part. So there are total 12 thoracic bones. Means 12 bones which are our respiratory system. Then there are 5 bones which are found in our digestive region, right? Abdominal region. They are called lumbar bone. So there are 5 lumbar. 1 bone, because they are fusion of, so out of these 5 bone fusion into one, and this single fusion is called sacrum. And last one, tail part, that is a fusion of 4 bones, that is called coccygeal. So there are 7 cervical, 12 thoracic, 5 lumbar, 1 sacrum, and 1 cervical. So we make a formula. So vertebral formula is called C7, means cervical 7, that you have to remember. T12 means thoracic 12, lumbar 5, sacrum 5, fusion of 1, right? Fusion of 5 bones. So we have written 5 and we have make this bracket. And coccygeal, that is a fusion of 4 bones. So we have made 4 and 1. So this is called vertebral formula. Tell me, is it clear or not? Both of you, Aisha and Rabia, tell me. Go through with it and tell me. Clear? Keep on telling me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So first write down the vertebral column formula. Write down the vertebral column formula. And then write down cervical 7, thoracic 12, lumbar 5, sacrum 1, coccygeal 1. What is the length of vertebral column? First, we write down the formula.
So,
Yes.
uh, sir, why is it that in babies the vertebrae is like 33, but in adults it's 26?
Look, we are the human being, and we have lots of space to adjust ourselves. But babies have to adjust in the womb of mother, right? So they remains folded. They do not have any bones. The fetus which is developing inside the womb, their body is not made up of bones. Basically, their body is made up of cartilages. Why? Cartilages like ear are made up of cartilages because they have to adjust in a very small space, right? They have to remain folded, right? And the flexible thing can fold down more. Clear? So that's why nature have given us more bones, right? And when a baby take birth, after taking birth, they start taking milk, right? They start feeding with the milk, right? So the calcium start deposited on the cartilages. All those cartilages now the cartilages start becoming bone, right? You will see, and you must have listened that a 10-year, 2-year or 3-year old boy or girl, see, or kid fell down from 10 feet or 20 feet or 15 feet, but even not a single fracture in the body of that kid, because their body, their bones are not made up of basically their body is not made up of bones. Their bones are still in the cartilages from they're the flexible bones, right? So baby have to adjust a small space, and see it need to be folded down. So to get more food and to accommodate in a small space, they have more bones than. But total, in the human body, so infant have 333 bones, and the number of bone reduces to the when we become adult. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So note down the formula.
Yes, sir.
Great. So write it down something. The vertebral column is about 70 centimeter long. Vertebral column is about 70 centimeter long. Next point. It is made up of 33 vertebrae. It is made up of 33 vertebrae. However, it consists of 26 bones. Because 5 sacral vertebrae, because 5 sacral vertebrae fuses to form one fuses to form one sacrum, and 4 focaizal 4 focaizal vertebrae fuses to form one coccix. Okay, so yes, fair enough. You have written the formula. Yes. The most frequently asked question in medical examination, which I have seen, that is the question is that which of the following is called floating bone? Which of the following is false bone, right? Or false rib, floating rib, false rib. Can you tell me the floating rib? Which rib are called floating rib?
11th and 12th.
Very good, excellent, right? And look, this is the rib cage. So you can see in the rib cage, at the mid of this rib cage, there is a dagger like structure, right, which you can feel. So this is called sternum, right? This is called sternum. This central part is called sternum. It look like dagger, so this is the separate structure. Sternum is basically made up of 3 parts. This head part is called manubrium. Second, this part is called body, and this third part or the head part is called xiphoid process. So basically, the sternum is made up of 3 parts: manubrium, body, and xiphoid process, right? And this is the 15 centimeter longer. It's a dagger-like structure. And what is its function? It helps in the respiratory process, right? Now come to Here you can see this is called sternum. Now here you can see the ribs. There are 7 pair from number 1 to 7. There are 7 pairs of ribs which directly attaches to the sternum. So those ribs which directly attaches to the sternum, they are called true ribs, right? But as you can see, the rib number 8, 9, and 10, 8, 9, and 10, they indirectly attaches to the sternum. Basically, they attaches to the 7th ribs, right? That's why we call them false ribs. But 11 and 12th ribs, they do not attaches with the sternum. They remains hanging. That's why they are called floating ribs, right? Ribs do not attaches directly or fuses directly with the sternum. Basically, these ribs remains attaches with the help of a cartilage called costal cartilage. Name of the cartilage called costal cartilage. What kind of cartilage? The type of cartilage, it is hyaline cartilage. Name is costal cartilage. Type is hyaline cartilage, right? Why it remains connected with the cartilage? Because to make it flexible. Otherwise, if bone would have fused directly, there would not be a flexibility. To make it flexible, the bone do not directly fuses with the sternum. They fuses with the help of cartilage. Is it clear? Tell me, is it clear or not? What is the function of floating bone? Aisa, is that clear? Tell me. Rabia, clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay. So note down some of the point. First point. There are 12 pair of ribs. There are 12 pair of ribs which form thoracic cage. Next. First 7 are true. So first 7 pair. First 7 pair. Next point. First 7 pair are called true ribs. Their anterior end, their anterior end attaches with the sternum, attaches with the sternum by means of hyaline cartilage. Underline this hyaline cartilage. By means of hyaline cartilage known as costal cartilage. Remember the name of cartilage. Next, 8th, 9th, and 10th are false ribs. 8th, 9th, and 10th are false ribs as they articulate with costal cartilage of 7th rib and do not attaches with the sternum. Next point. 11th and 12th ribs are called floating ribs. Because their anterior end not attaches to sternum. Full stop. They protect from kidney. That's it. Go through with it and tell me, is it clear? Everything clear? Or if you have any doubt, ask me. The frequently asked question, pulse ribs, which of the following is pulse ribs, and fluting ribs, what is the function of fluting ribs? That question I've been asked. That is the only question. And the type of cartilage, you need to remember the type of cartilage. What kind of the cartilage? If it is clear, then I will move ahead. Clear? Aisha and Rabia, tell me please.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Now the bones of arms, they are not that much important, but yes. I have seen the question from this one, glenoid cavity, right? So this is the most simple, radius and ulna, right? These lower bones, they are called radius ulna. This is called humerus. This arm bone is called humerus. And you know, the head of humerus rotate in a pit or in a cavity that is called glenoid cavity. So this is the called glenoid cavity. So glenoid cavity is made up of scapula, right? And this front bone is called clavicle, and clavicle and scapula of this blade there, this triangular blade shape, which can be seen from the backside. This blade is called scapula. Scapula and clavicle remains attached with each other with the help of a small bone-like structure. Uplifted, it's called acromion process, right? And this humerus revolve in a cavity core. So there are two bones, clavicle and scapula, right? Scapula is known as the shoulder bone, right? And scapula and clavicle both meet and they make the cavity-like structure called glenoid cavity, where humerus rotate, right? So this is the structure of basically pectoral girdle. I think it's fair enough. It should be clear to you. Yes, it's easy.
Yes, sir.
Now bones of arms. How many bones are there in arms? That is the first question which I have seen. You will encounter this question. How many bones are there? So let me tell you, bones of legs and bones of arm. Both are the equal. There are 30 bone in our arm and 30 bone in our leg, right? So there is one clavicle, one is scapula, and this one humerus, one radius, one ulna. Now our wrist is made up of this ball-like structure, right? So these ball-like structure arranged in 2 rows, right? 4 and 4, 2 rows. They are called carpals. So carpal is our wrist part, right? And it is made up of two rows of 4, 4, 4. Now the next part is metacarpal, right? Metacarpal, and there are 14 bones which make the finger. They are called phalanges. So our thumb is made up of 2 bones. So phalangeal formula is 2:3:3:3:3:3, right? What does it mean? Phalanges means finger. So finger are called phalanges. These phalanges are made up of 14 bones, right? 2 thumb bone, then three bone in each. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There are three bones, right? There are total 30 bones. Tell me, is it clear or not? So 2 questions have been asked. How many bones are there, right? What is the phalangeal formula? So phalangeal formula is 2:3:3:3:3:3. Note down phalangeal formula. Phalangeal formula. So first point, there are 30 bones in hand or arm. Sorry, there are 30 bones in arms. Next, Allah is longer than radius. This question have been asked. Allah is longer than radius. Remember, Allah is longer than radius. The head of radius, articulate with humerus. The rest is phalangeal formula. Phalangeal formula, write it down. You must have write it down. Is that clear? Tell me, Rabia and Aisha, both of
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
you. Remember what I am telling you, that what are the questions, because bones you will frequently forget. Look, now which of the following is innominate bone? Everything which is the question I have already illustrated it in the PPT. Look, hip bone are called innominate bone. Both are same. Innominate bone means hip bone, right? Every hip or innominate is made up of 3 bones: ilium, ischium, and pubis, right? Look, uh, this is the, you can see ischium, right? This is ilium, this is ischium, and this is pubis, right? Pubis bone. So I have written one ilium, ischium, and pubis. They move the hip, and they are called innominate bone, right? Look, the longest nerve of our body, which can be up to 1 meter, is 90 centimeter or 1 meter. That is the longest nerve. That is the name of that nerve is sciatic nerve, right? That sciatic nerve passes through this ilium part, right, from here. Clear? And the that is thigh bone, that is the femur, that articulate in acetabulum cavity. Note down the name of hip bone and this fact: sciatic nerve is the longest nerve. Clear? Noted?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Great. Now bones of leg. Patella have been asked. Patella is a part of which part? So patella is a part of leg bone, right? This is called kneecap. So look, ilium, ischium, and pubis, they make the pelvic girdle, right? Where femur rotate. Femur is the longest and strongest bone. So leg is made up of 30 bones. This patella is called kneecap. Write it down. This have been asked. Out of tibia and fibula, which one is longer? In this question have been asked. Note down. Patella is called kneecap. Tibia is longer and thicker than fibula. Note down. Tibia is longer and thicker than fibula. Look. So one tibia, one fibula. But in there was carpal. Here is a tarsal. But carpal have means wrist carpal that have 8 bones, but in tarsal there are 7 bones. Right, only 7 bones. Right. But one bone is increased. That is a kneecap. Right. There are again 5 metacarpal. In place of metacarpal, we call them metatarsal. And again, there are 14 phalanges. And phalangeal formula is again 2:3:3:3:3. Clear?
That's all.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So next part is that is joint. We will study joint and that joint and that is the movement, right, in next class. So these all bones we have discussed over here. Next class we'll discuss from the joints onward. So there are 2 type of the joint, fixed 3 type of the joint: fibrous or immovable joint, cartilaginous or slightly immovable joint, then synovial or free movable joint, right? Till this point, if you have any doubt or if you have any question, ask me right now. Both of you, Aisha and Rabia. Any doubt, any question? And please always note down that what I taught you in last class. So because I noted it down every time, but sometimes there is quite possible that I may miss. So to cross check, you must also have a record. Any doubt? Aisha and Rabia?
No, sir.
Okay, no question. Keep on solving the previous year question paper and new questions, right? And come with questions, right?